Hello everyone. In this screencast, we are looking at just one more example of using XSLT to style XML because I think this part of the lab is the most difficult for students. So I just want to show you another example that you can use as a template or a guide for you as you're working through that assignment. So if you take a look, you'll see that we have a breakfast.xml file and then our breakfast.xslt file that I've opened up both of these in my text editor. So at the top of the XML file, you can see that we have our declaration. We're saying, this is XML we're using, right? And then you can also see that we're linking to an external style sheet, breakfast.xslt. We have our root element, which is breakfast_menu. And then within that, we have other elements nested within that, right? So it's following this nice formatting. Everything looks good with our XML file. So let's take a look at our XSLT file. As you can see here, same thing with our previous examples. We have a declaration saying that we're using XML. Here we have our statement that we're using XSL, right? So we're using XSL to transform our content. And that's allowing us to use both HTML and XSL. And we are able to set up our style for our breakfast.xml file. So we're saying for our body, we want our font family to be Arial, the size to be 12, the background color to be this color. And then we have our XSL, right? And we're using a for each statement here along with select. And as you can see, this is an element, right? And so because it's an element, we have XSL for each as the opening tag, and then we also have our closing tag here down at the bottom. And then within that, we have our div. We have span, which is allowing us to do individual style for these items. And then as you go through, you can see, we're changing the style based on what we're selecting. And then at the end, we're closing all of our tags out. So this style sheet allows us to change how we're going to view our XML in the browser. And then I also wanted to point out that because we're not using XML software to handle these files, you need to go ahead and upload your files to the server in order to see that transformation happen. So I did upload these to my server space, and you can see, let's go to 488. I have breakfast.xml and breakfast.xslt. If I click on the XSLT file, it's telling me to download something because, again, I'm not able to process that just in the browser alone. And then if I click on the XML file, you can see that the formatting worked, right? So we have Arial, we have these color variances, we have the italics that we had indicated that we wanted. So the change has happened, and it looks good. The styling works, and it's displaying our XML in a much more pleasing way.